Welcome, I'm your theloladass. So today I'm gonna bring you the demo of Kurokami-Sama's Feast. This is the demo that came out. The game is supposed to be released on 21st January of this year. Yes, like they release only to get the feedback from the players, but it's to be released on 21st January. The game has voice if you want, but I took out because it's in Japanese, so like I will have to wait for them to talk, then to read. So I prefer to take out the voice, like that I immediately read. This game is developed. I don't know how to read that because in that the development is like in Japanese, so I don't understand. And published by Just USA. That is Just, but USA because they are bringing the game to global, right? To everyone be able to play. So it's a visual novel, of course, the game, and it seems interesting because it has some violence, gore, like that, and in terms of artwork seems good too. That's why I want to test the demo and at the same time to give some feedback to developers. So let's go, let's start here. So you can see immediately everything in here, saying save, load if you want, not bad. You need to press. Go. God, I just can't do it. I can't stop thinking about that awful boss of mine. It's driving me nuts. I wonder if it's possible to like hire someone to take revenge for you on like the dark web or something. That's a thing, right? Okay, so they are all going on the dark web, it seems. Rumors of Kurokami-Sama, your agent of vengeance. Huh? What are they talking about here? Some kind of occult crap? Guess it must have come up because I ran a search for revenge. So it immediately appeared the name in there. Kurokami-Sama is a deity that exacts vengeance in the name of those who suffer injustice or mistreatment of some kind. Step 1. Prepare a single strand of your own hair. Step 2. While focusing on the strand of hair, state the name of the person you wish to take revenge on, describe the injustice they committed. Finish by reciting the following: My may revenge bear fruit. Jesus. Step 3. Make your way to a place of high elevation, such as rooftop, then say, Kurokami-Sama, I beseech you, be the agent of my vengeance, before letting go of the strand of hair. Whoa, this sounds stupid. What's next? Do I start stabbing pins into dolls? Still, Tom, what if something this dumb actually worketh? So it was a woman that we don't know that searched Kurokami-Sama in the dark web to know how it works. Of course, that's not the end of the demo. I fooled you, letting that only in there. The most terrifying thing to a person, I believe, is wounded pride. So we are this character, Dumaru, but of course you don't see our character, you only see him. He doesn't even have voice. It's like only text for him. The other characters is what you see in the artwork and the voice. I sent over the financial manuscript just a short while ago. I know, I already finished reading it. I'm glad that everything wrapped up nicely. Thanks for getting done. I'll do better with the next one. I know you will. You are still young and you have got plenty of fresh starts ahead of you. Don't hesitate to let me know if you come up with any new material. The call ends. It's over. My life, my career, everything. Raccoon Slayer, the manga about exterminating harmful raccoons, and work I poured my heart and soul into, was discontinued after 2 volumes. I just turned in the final manuscripts. Everything went fine in high school. I won an award and everything. But then I graduated, and instead of getting enthusiastic start, I was hoping for my manga got canned before it even had the chance to breathe. I worked so hard on it though. My arms were covered in bug bites by the time I was done, but I drew the best damn manga representation of raccoon extermination I possibly could. Next time though, I will hit big next time. Even though I got no idea what genre to draw, it's gotta be something I actually like, otherwise. Just as those thoughts begin to overwhelm me, the doorbell rings. Hey there, Domaru. Figured you were done with work for today? Exactly. Nasuka, I'm done. Which is why I texted you not to bother me for a while, so Nasuka, that it is. Huh? But if you go on off yourself for real, your parents and everyone else will blame me for not being there for you as your oldest friend. I'm not killing myself, okay? I shall continue on the path of manga. You look like you have lost a pound or two there, Tom. Are you even eating right? It's hard to force down food when your belly is full of sadness. God, you are pathetic. Can't say I didn't see it coming though. Give me a second, I will go wipe something up for you real quick. Consider it a show of my infinite compassion. You know, after how much I look after you, the least you can do is let me, your super assistant, have a slice of your profits once you get your big break. She helped me out with a few things here and there back when my manga was still running. Okay, oldest friend and helped him. So she's doing some cooking, you can hear. I look over the mouth-watering meal Nasuka prepared. There's some white miso soup with cabbage and ham, plus a bit of fried rice with natto and spinach. Man, this is good. Thank you so much. Nothing washes away the blues like a full stomach. Oh, look at the manners on you, almost like a mature adult. So how's junior college life treating you? Well, I like meeting all the different people. Things can get real busy, but the constant buzz is part of the fun. And in 2 years, you'll graduate and find a job. I can already see you rocking back and forth on the train to work, you poor thing. Jeez, maybe try worrying about yourself first, Mr. Failed manga artist with no future. So what's your next work gonna be about? Look, I literally just sent in the manuscript for the last chapter. I got nothing new lined up. Okay, then here's one. Do horror. Elohim Esam and all that jazz. It's an evergreen genre, you know. Besides, aren't you into ghost stories and yokai and all that stuff? You're only saying that because you love horror. Then again, I do like it too. And I've actually been thinking a lot about doing some work in the genre. Then you'll need inspiration, and the best way to get that is for you to join my club. You are in some occult club, huh? Egan, was it? The Egan Occult Club is an active circle in the town. Its members meet periodically to share ghost stories and investigate paranormal sites. Yep, that's the one. And our next meeting is the day after tomorrow, actually. That could be worth checking out. Really? I'm expecting you to show up then. Means I won't have to quit either. Huh? Why would you quit? Well, the thing is, 2 of our members quit the other day, so the next meeting will have just me and the club president. He's a guy though, like he's nice and all, but going to some creepy abandoned place with a guy isn't exactly my idea of fun. I tend to be overly cautious, you know. Nasuka, I hate to break it to you, but you are actually alone with a guy right now. Haha, don't get ahead of yourself. You are no man, you are a dog. D-O-G. I might as well be checking on a Great Dane right now. Alright, so you are not even my surrogate mom, you are my owner. It's the day of the meeting, Nasuka and I go to the appointed location. How's your financial situation, by the way? I'm getting by. If all else fails, I'll bet on the horse. I got a feeling I can guess the win of next G1. Oh boy. Maybe I should hold onto your wallet for you. By the way, I told you the club president is nice and all, but there's stuff about him that kinda creeps people out, so be ready. We lost some members over it. Okay, so this is the club president. Meet Asahina Shizumu, the president of Egan Occult Club. My name is Kamakura Domaru. Pleased to meet you, sir. Likewise, call me Shizumu. We don't stand on ceremony here. Oh, and on Iki's enthusiastic recommendation, I actually read your manga. Whoa, I'm honored. Hakuna extermination isn't a topic you see every day, though. What exactly motivates you to draw a manga like that? Well, my granddad's a farmer, and the raccoons have taken so much from him, to the point where he's being supported by my parents right now. Oh, so you want to raise awareness about pest extermination. Sorry for asking out of the blue like that. You see, I'm the type that likes having answers to every lingering question. I finish with a wink. So, Shizu, we are going to check out a paranormal site tonight, right? Yes, and I have chosen Kurokami-Sama to be our monster for the evening. There you go. Kurokami-Sama? Is that like a long-haired creature? I only know Kagan. It's an entity that became the topic of substantial online discussion a number of years back. They say she helps people take revenge. In exchange for their lives? Don't be silly now, all she does is take revenge for you. Here's the thing though, supposedly the person seeking revenge mustn't tell anyone about Kurokami-Sama ritual. If they do, their own fortune will suffer. Jesus, the sound is so loud now, let me only save. Because the sound is so loud. I need to lower a little bit master volume. God damn, it was becoming louder and louder. Those kinds of make sense actually. Right? Even Golgo kills clients to try to expose him. Bang! There's more. They say if you are pure of heart, when you meet Kurokami-Sama, you will enjoy fortune and happiness. If you are rotted to the core, things won't end so pretty. Mr. President, would it be fair to describe Kurokami-Sama as a good-natured monster? That is precisely why we can go on site to investigate her. Our club may investigate the paranormal, but whenever we go into the field, we are careful to steer clear of the most dangerous rumors. I personally wouldn't mind, but that's just me. I couldn't possibly endanger your lives. Maybe you don't know that a majority of roughly 1,000 or disappearances each year are rumored to be victims of paranormal entities? Oddly enough, I feel a certain way to his words as he said that. And once again, I may be 24, but you really don't need to be so formal with me, okay? It's going to be a difficult habit to break. I mean, you are a fair bit older than I am. Come on now, you are 20 years older yourself. A mere 4-year gap isn't worth splitting hairs over. Let's get to know each other better. Why don't we talk about our first crush and the like, huh? Definitely nice and all, but there's a bit of creepy at times, yeah. I'm starting to see what Nasuka meant by that. Okay, so we go to that site of Kurokami-Sama or like that, it's hard to remember the name. Shizum drives us to the site in question. Of course, dark alley. It's always in a dark alley. It's now a little past 1 AM. We are actually doing this so late at night. You are nothing if not determined, Mr. President. To summarize, we have received several reports around these parts of strange entity covered entirely in dark hair. No, do not forget, you need always to take a part of your hair to summon her. If you ask me, that sounds an awful lot like Kurokami-Sama, because on that dark web say the steps that you need to do. She said to be inactive around 2 AM, which is why we are here this late. Shizumu runs his own occult research website. He's a bona fide paranormal hunter. The amount of bizarre stories he gets from people is just insane. In fact, nothing happening yet, but I'm already kinda creeped out. I mean, we did come to the mountains in the middle of the night, so yeah. By the way, sir, have you ever encountered a paranormal creature yourself? I met several entities you could label as such back when I was little. It's what shaped me into the person I am today. A man ever in pursuit of the occult. You could say I was a victim too, in a sense. See that ruined building over there? It's possibly dripping with eeriness. Makes a man's blood boil with excitement. It does. This place is spooky. Are you sure our cowled monster isn't just some squatter? The real monster is man, cliché, huh? Either way, Ikki, you are our first line of defense against any violence. Our lives are in your hands, Nasuka. Jeez, you call yourself man? Well, whatever. I'll do what I can if push comes to shove. It's not that I'm weak, I think, but Nasuka has always been insanely strong. She always great at anything physical, honestly. I can't think of any time she's ever gotten hurt. Doesn't seem like there's anyone living here, so in I go, Ashina coming through. And with that, Shizum boldly makes his way into the ruins. Taken aback by his braveness, Nasuka and I bring up the rear. Of course, always pay attention if no one is watching us. Shizum switches on his flashlight and starts snooping around the abandoned building. Maybe our monster will turn out to be a large raccoon taking advantage of the space. Mr. President? Strange. I'm getting an unusual feeling. Something vicious and oppressive. I'm getting chills. Look, Shizum, this place feels like bad news. For real. Doesn't seem like these two are messing with me here. They are dead serious. I do feel a certain eeriness in the air, but that's about it, really. And just as I'm thinking that, I hear a noise from the next room. A wild animal nesting here? Or maybe... Shizum immediately takes charge. Domaru! Nasuko looks at me wearily. So they went to another room? Whoa, okay. It's a living room, I guess. Nothing. Whoosh. A shadow of some sort flashed by me. I saw something. I saw it too. I think it went that way. Come on, you really shouldn't shine your light over. Oh, Kurokami-Sama. Oh. A blood-curdling owl rings out in the dark. Oh, my body grows hot. Next thing I know, the dark shape is holding something. Look at an arm in there. An arm. My own severed arm. Okay, so it took out our arm from there. Holy shit. Ah. Ah. So Nasuko look at the artwork. You can see the artwork very good, well designed, and she's doing a kick. Tomorrow. Nasuko starts straight at the thing with a powerful kick. Unfortunately, she missed. It snatched her up and throws her violently against the floor now, so it grabbed the leg and whoop to the floor. Oof. My god! Again and again, the creature slams Nasuka into the ground so hard it threatens to leave a dent. Jesus Christ. Her screams are like the agonized wails of an animal. Shizuma and I are left completely paralyzed by the barbaric sight of unfolding before us. Despite the heavy bleeding from my stump, I don't actually feel any pain. Before long, Nasuka stops moving, and the thing shifts its attention to me. Eye. Huh? Your eye. Kurokami-Sama points. My eye? And it over. Having voiced its demand, the beast immediately pins me down. Ah! And digs its thing into my eye. God, oh my god, so violent. Ah! Now it is mine. The beast has gouged out one of my eyes. Strangely enough, I could have sworn my stolen eyeball was glaring back down at me as the thing took it. My mind is jumbled and I'm on the verge of blacking out. We are not finished. The beast, however, won't let me pass out. It forces me awake. Your ear is next. My god, the monster hand brushed against one of my ears. Wait, stop! And takes out the ear. There's a disgusting crunch as it tears one of my ears clean off. Faced with the grisly sight of my mutilation, Shizum crumples to the ground, shaking like a tender leaf in the wind. It's all he can do, really. And now, my eye. The thing points to its own eye. What the? Takes out one of its eye. What the fuck? Let me always save. At least you can save always on them. This is good because if it crashes, you can load. So that's always a good thing. Before promptly tearing it out. My eye. The creature then places its own torn out eyeball into my vacant socket. Oh my god. Ah, to see the real body. Okay. Gah. And like that we can see. The new organ sears my flesh like hot iron. But at the same time, I think I'm starting to see the dark creature for what it really is. My ear. The creature repeats the process. This time it tears off its own ear and presses it against the bleeding wound where mine used to be. Oh my god. A wave of scorching it follows. And now my arm. Huh? I definitely heard it loud and clear, and I can guess what it's about to do to its own arm. The creature latches out into its appendage, takes out her own arm, and begins to twist, before finally tearing it off. The thing then presses its severe arm against my stump, so it gives her arm to us. It attacks like a snap-on plastic model. Because like that we can see her real body, we can hear her, and maybe touch her. Maybe it's for that. Maybe it's for that she gives a certain part of her body to us. The creature sounds a mocking sneer, then sits itself on a table. Yes, this thing just laughs. I can't tell that much. Damaro. Flee, and is good as that. Okay? So we can't run. Once again, I hear its voice loud and clear. I gave you one of my ears, boy. You should be able to hear me now. There you go. Easy to understand. Your new eye should begin to function as well. That is to see her. Like that we see our real body. I can see her. I am the one they call Kurokami-Sama. She sounds another laugh, but why she give us her members right to us? Because are we chosen by her because we are a poor heart? I have no doubt in my mind. She's the embodiment of evil. Domaru, I can tell you are hearing and seeing something, but all I can make out is vague noise and outline. There you go. She doesn't want us to leave, I think. I'm granting you permission to explain my being. Doing so might allow him to see. Forget that. We need to get Asuka to a hospital. Hehehe. You mean this brute? There is no need for you to take her anywhere, my boy. The she-ape may have lost consciousness, but her injuries are no more lethal than a swipe to the cheek. Huh? Iki. Are you okay? Are you? There's not a single scratch on her face. She is really just fine. What? I saw her get beaten to a pulp though. What's going on here? A careful spray to Natsuka and Shizume is that what I'm looking at right now. I could see her already though, before you said anything. The reason for that is simple. She-ape, you are not human. What? She's not a human too. Huh? The blood of monsters no doubt runs in your family. It's why you are not stronger than the average person and why you see what they cannot. Oh, so her family has blood from monsters. Okay, that's why she's strong and she's not bleeding. Okay. The little love tap I gave you won't do worse than a brief loss of consciousness. Still, to think I will meet a mixed breed, hehe, how very curious. You mean I'm half monster? You gotta be kidding me. I can finally see her and hear her too. Very good. It will appear I was right to choose you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm the one they call Kurokami-Sama, a being that once dealt in vengeance. Past tense? Long I've stared in the darkness is exacting man's revenge. Many were my contracts. Accumulating negative energy from each one, my power as a supernatural entity grew vast beyond reckoning. This is how all could start change. She wasn't always a monster like this, but one thing led to another, the usual pattern. Yet those who fear my vengeance eventually took matters into their own hands and sealed me away here. I aim to destroy the barrier that confines me from within and break free once and for all. And once you are free, what will you do then? Man, just being in her presence is making me stutter like some kid at dentist office. I am a creature of revenge, so revenge I shall take, on my own behalf that is. Her lips curl into a smile. It's a smile filled with murderous hatred. Yet, for a brief second, it appears to me strangely beautiful. I almost can't believe it myself, especially in light of everything that's happened to me tonight. However, I am far too weak in my present state, which is why I decided to gather strength and state my appetite by devouring powerful monsters. Although I am trapped in this place, you are not. You will go in my stead, defeat the monsters you encounter, and bring back their parts for me to devour. In short, I'm asking you to supply me with nourishment, food. It goes without saying that should you refuse, I will kill you. If you run, I will also kill you. And if you offend me, I will of course kill you. I have placed a curse upon you to that effect. You want me to kill monsters? How am I supposed to do that? Oh right, speaking out of turn will also earn you death. There is a way, and it's why I bestow upon you parts of my own flesh. Use my eye to see the unseen, use my ear to hear it, and will my hand to defeat it. Behold. She punctuates her words with strands of black hair that materialize and coil around my arm, imbuing it with a tremendous amount of power. Behold the arm of Kurokami-Sama. It will make short work of anyone you strike down in that state, man or monster. Such actions do, however, require a considerable amount of energy. You cannot rely on them more than once in a short period. You use its power wisely, boy. Also, having taken on parts of my body, you have become far more resilient to injury. You will not die easily and you will recover swiftly. Then again, resilience alone will help you little when it's your time to die. Hehe. Henceforth, you also find it much easier to encounter monsters of all kinds. Having made contact with me, you are now considered a part of our world. Now then, I will set a deadline. You have exactly that long to do your monster hunting. The otherworldly energy coursing through your body will function as bait and attract your prey, making it far easier for you to encounter them. I shall summon you when the appointed day arrives, and gorge myself on the monster you have defeated. Should I find the quantity you bring to me unsatisfactory, I shall deem your mission a failure, and kill you. You will do well to avoid such an outcome. Make good use of that human power. She ought to be able to handle some of the weaker monsters you'll encounter. As for that man, he seems knowledgeable enough to phrase it in a way humans will no doubt find appealing. Work together and prevail as one. I shall repeat my warning, lest you forget, abandon your duty and die. Now then, you have my permission to speak. But if the barrier comes down, won't we just die anyway? When the time comes, I shall return to you the arm, eye and ear I have claimed, and allow you to live with your lives. You have my sincere word on that. Hehehe. That love doesn't inspire confidence in thought, of course. Okay, so we need to kill monsters. She releases us at the first light of dawn. Looking as pale as a ghost, she soon turned to us. So monsters really do exist, and most of those disappearances were indeed their victims. The rumors were all true. Okay, what's gonna happen now? Because the game needs to show how we're gonna fight monsters. At least the game needs to show that, right? What do we do now? Well, it's only a matter of time until she kills us. Right, we need a way to deal with Kurokami-Sama. She told us she's tethered to that place. She said she had been sealed in there, so there is a way. And bear in mind that we came to a mutual understanding with her. We may be able to settle this with words. Yeah, I don't see that happening. She's a female monster though, still her heart, and she'll end up taking your side in unexpected ways. There are ghost stories that don't shy away from waxing romantic. Make Kurokami-Sama fall in love with me? You are nothing if not creative, Mr. President. I did find myself oddly captivated by that smell at first though. Anyways, until we gather another lead, we'll better go along with our plan and start hunting down monsters. I suppose we should. Our deadline is the destruction of the barrier. We must find a way to deal with Kurokami-Sama before then. At various points through the story, Domaru can find clues that will aid him in his quest to defeat Kurokami-Sama and potentially influence his fate. So the game will have multiple endings, it seems, because potential influence is fate. So what they are saying here that the game will have multiple endings when it releases, of course. Domaru seeking a method to defeat Kurokami-Sama is your secondary objective. You will squeeze it between your monster hunting. I'll be conducting my own investigation as well, naturally, but I understand. If monsters are real and they are out there hurting people, I need to stop them. I knew you would say that. It reminds me of a righteous fury you no doubt harbor against those raccoons of yours. I'll lend you my aid too, and I'm not going to chicken out like I did back then. You can count on me too, it's my life on the line too, so you know. But man, it's kinda hard to believe I'm not actually human. Either way, it doesn't change who you are, Nasuka. Indeed, I couldn't have said it better myself. If anything, I'm rather curious as to exactly which type of monster blood runs in your veins. Thanks guys. But which monster, it's got to be pretty one like a Yuki Onna or something. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Considering her extraordinary strength and athletic prowess, I will wager it's some kind of physically oriented type of creature. But at least I got one thing out of all this. Back when my manga got cancelled, I thought losing my pride was the most terrifying thing I could experience. But losing your life is actually way more terrifying than that. You can get your pride back, even if it takes a while. Oh, we are seeing a monster in there. Is that what I think it is? Whoa! What's wrong? What happened? Wait, actually, I can kind of sense it too. Or actually, I feel like I just developed the sense. I see a spirit on the sidewalk there. It seems to me too. It's following us. That must be a side effect of having Kurokami-Sama eye. You see what others cannot. Okay, it's moving to other side. Okay, it's drifting farther away now. Man, to think there will be spirits out here. If you gaze long enough at them, they too will gaze back at you. Seems like the occult has become an irrevocable part of our lives, for now. I set foot into the world of monsters and myth. And there is no turning back. It's the next day and we are holding a little strategy meeting in my room. Yeah, because we need strategy. How are we gonna defeat them? How's your arm and eye, Domaru? Do they hurt? Not at all. I've actually grown pretty accustomed to them, to the point it almost scares me. Well, you still look like the same old dumbass I always knew, no question about that. Even a doctor will just shrug and say there's nothing wrong with you. I think it's about time I went out there and did some monster hunting. I think our club emails should be helpful. They are all people detailing their paranormal experience. I'm sure they will give you some good leads. Just take a quick look at them. We will need information if you are going to fight monsters. And in order to get said information, you're also going to need a title here. A business card? Kamakura Domaru, Hunter of the Paranormal. It is the title I've been using to refer to myself, so it felt only right to grant you the same privilege. Then again, manga artists could work just as well, I suppose. I don't even know where to begin. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Oh, enough with the tired formality. We have stared death in the eye together. You don't think you will be fighting the whole monster world on your own, did you? But we are going to need my eye to see the most otherworldly entities, as well as Kurokami-Sama arm if we hope to defeat them. Nah, I'm pretty sure I could whack a monster or two myself, no problem. Gotta fight fire with fire, you know? My extensive knowledge of the subject should also prove useful. So like, we are being forced into this and now, but aren't you too scared? Absolutely, but as president of the occult club, my heart races at the thought of getting to meet all kinds of different entities. I've picked myself a dangerous hobby. I don't know why I'm so calm about this actually. I wonder if it is the monster blood. Alright, fine, but let's keep things nice and manageable, okay? This arm of mine can only protect one of you at a time. Following our discussion of how to proceed, the meeting comes to a close. I like the background, it's very good. There's one thing still bothering me though. Kurokami-Sama here. There's a man walking down the street. I strain my hearing and listen. Who's Kurokami-Sama here to listen to people's inner thoughts? Oh, okay. The hell's with that guy? He's just standing there like a goddamn scarecrow. Man, I hope he's not looking for trouble. Don't come lunging at me out of the blue, alright? I haven't actually said a word to him. What I'm hearing is the voice in his mind. Next up is a younger man walking his dog. I focus once again and listening. Okay, again, say that to hear. The hell up with that guy? He's just standing there like a goddamn scarecrow. Man, I hope he's not looking for trouble. Don't come lunging at me out of blue. Alright? It's the same thing. My suspicions were correct. Kurokami-Sama here allows me to hear other people's thoughts. It doesn't seem to apply to animals though. Seems like even using the ear drains my energy, so that's something I gotta be careful with. It will be helpful with my monster hunting at least. Okay. After getting some rest in my room, I decide to head out and get started. Helpful tips. There. When the Myro visits a location, he expands an action point. The end of the action glass indicates the day of Kurokami-Sama feasts. Okay, let me only save. Try to understand in here. So, when you go to a location, we spend one action point. The end of the action gouge, okay, the action gouge indicates the day of Kurosama's feast. Okay, so we have an action gouge. When it disappears, it's when we need to deliver the food to Kurokami. Okay. Resting in the Mars room will consume an action point and restore his spirit energy by 13. Okay. Even sleeping consume always an action point. Okay. The phone icon allows you to call either Nasuka or Shizuma. Whoever you pick will accompany you to any area. Using your phone does not consume any action points. Okay. You can always use it. The ingredients icon allows you to check with monsters you have defeated so far, okay? It's helpful for keeping track of how many ingredients you currently hold. Check the ingredients icon, okay? Because these vision off with a different fixing. Look at this. So action points, spirit energy, save, setting ingredients, email, phone. This is where you want to go. Okay, ingredients, to see that we don't have any. Email. Okay, large white alligator. I have information about the large white alligator. Please hear me out. I'll be waiting at shopping district. Okay. What is his interest in a mysterious mansion nestled deep in the mountains? Interested in a mystery mansion nestled deep in mountains? Meet me near Ohada Station if you are. I was attacked by a shadow. Please come to Enoshima. I saw the Headless Rider. Come to the bridge leading to Enoshima. Okay, 2 times. But one is in Enoshima, right? That was this. And this is a bridge leading to Enoshima. And bring someone who can drive. Okay. On karaoke, it's me, Shizuma. Wanna go for some karaoke? It could do us good. Besides, they say songs and prayers can work magic on the body. Okay, so karaoke is only to go and to rest, maybe. Okay, that's interesting. So phone, please let a guy to take along with you. I go for Nasuka. So it appears in here if you have someone with you. This is to talk with her, right? You got a time limit too, meaning we have to stay efficient and organized. No time for dilly-dallying, not that I ever stand for it. And we can hear her mind. Okay, so, but when we hear from the minds, we spend 5 spirit energy. Okay, he needs me to be there for him. Okay, so let's for Enoshima. Yes, because I want to see everything how it works. I arrived at the place described in the email report. The person who got in touch with us is a young girl in her 5th grade of elementary school. She introduced herself as Yomeko. So then, could you fill us on the details, Yomeko? So, but thoroughly, Yomeko begins to talk. When we go to school in the morning, we should do it in groups, but we don't do that when we go home after class. So after I say goodbye to my friends, I also take 5 minutes to get home on my own. That's when it happens. Suddenly I heard someone's voice. It sounded like they were in pain. They kept asking for help over and over again, and the voice sounded kind of familiar too. So then I looked down at the ground and saw something really scary. Whoa. There was a man's shadow next to mine, and it was strangling me, so it attacks through the shadows. I was completely alone with no one else around, but that man's shadow was still there. And those painted moans were coming from my own shadow, in my own voice. When I saw all that, my throat sound began to feel tight. Holy shit. The man's shadow then took the safety alarm keychain from my shadow and broke it. When that happened, the actual safety alarm I had on me also broke. So I started hitting the man's shadow with my umbrella. Eventually it kind of just disappeared. Okay. But ever since then I've been too scared to even look at my own shadow, and Yumeko breaks down crying. Upon closer inspection I do notice some marks on her neck. The authorities will no doubt treat this as the work of a child predator, but Yumeko makes it pretty clear that there is a paranormal entity involved. Don't you worry, Yumeko, I'll get rid of that shadow for you. We make our way to the spot where the incident occurred. Seeing how she apparently fend off the shadow by hitting it with an umbrella, we bring along a metal bat. We wait until the clock hits the exact same hour when Yumeko was attacked, of course, but see no trace of any hostile shadow in the vicinity. Thinking we might have missed it, we decide to leave for the day, when suddenly it hurts. I hear someone say that in a eerily familiar voice. There you go. Upon looking down at the ground, I notice my own shadow being strangled by that of another man. There it is. There is no actual man around, only a shadow. Get your hands off Domaru, you shady jerk. Can we hear? It's my job to protect Domaru. I'll protect him from the whole world if need be. Nasuka steps on the part of the ground where the man's shadow is. In response, the shade lets go of my throat. Thanks. Oh, there it is. This time, the man's shade reaches for Nasuka's shadow. What's more, it's got a knife in its hand. Huh? Oh. Shit, he's about to stab Nasuka's shadow. Use Kurosama arm requires at least 7 energy. Use my own strength. 70 I will be with 20, right? With 20 energy. So it's like it's gonna stab, so we need to protect. Whoa, look at that. Amazing. I've got no choice. I unleash the power of Kurokami-Sama arm and send the man shade flying. Nice one, Domaru. God, it's so cool. I think I'm gonna faint. Okay, we have 15 because I hear the mind of her. Look like Nasuka's safe. Good. Seemingly intimidated by Kurokami-Sama power, the man's shadow attempts a hasty retreat. I immediately take a leap and use Kurokami-Sama arm to strike at the shades. Boom! Gah! We hear a bizarre, orderly scream from the ground. And he's dead. And the man-shadow finally stops. Did we get him? Probably because it's already dead, I managed to grab the shade with my bare hands. We could start to use this thing for the feast. Monster food acquired. Defeat the monstrous man-shades. After finishing up at the scene, I go back to my room to get some rest. Yume contacts us later, telling us that their injury is healed, and that she is no longer afraid of her own shadow, but that, as they say, is a tale for another time. Okay, we have 25. Let's see, talking with her if she says something. When you need brawn, I'm your girl. I will smash any monster who shows up, so no offense to Shizune, but I think I deserve a permanent slot on the team. Okay. 25. We have 25. I want to see this going to the karaoke if it restores our energy, so I'm gonna try that. We're gonna save first on other slots. Karaoke. Move to karaoke, yes. Because it's not there is something bad, it's only to go to Shizune. That's why I want to see how it works too at the same time. I visit the correct place, a man needs to kick back and relax for some time to time, you know? Alright, if we go sing, we might as well go all the way and pour our hearts and souls into it. In fact, I'll sing a duet with you. There we go, I pick as many duetable songs as humanly possible. I'm not letting you worm your way out this, Domaru. You're going to sing with me and you're going to like it. We sing like there's no tomorrow. And as we do, I notice an unusual change. I can actually feel my body overflow with spirit energy, I guess thanks to all that is just singing. There we go, it restores energy. Okay, thumbs up for that. That was certainly unexpected but only pleasant surprise. Now it's time to go back to my room and sleep like a log. Okay, but it wastes action points. There you go, like the game's explained it. Okay. I'll try to see everything that I want. So, the karaoke stays always there because it's a way for the game saying that karaoke restores the energy. Okay. So, large white alligator shopping district. Alligator at shopping district. Okay, let's go for that. Shopping district. Yes. But I won't be able to use the arm of Kurokami, so I want to see how it's gonna work that. I arrived at the place described in the email report. It came from a young man named Bill, an American from New Jersey. Bill is in Japan for work and speaks really good Japanese. Buff as he is, Bill looks haggard, downright exhausted when I meet him. He talks in short, measured fragments. It must have been about 2 weeks ago. I was drinking with my buddy Steve. We were on our way home after getting total hammered. As we were walking down the street, I see a man hold, cover slide off, and out crawls this huge, ugly bastard of a white alligator. Oh my god, that's kinda scary. Jesus. The thing was good 7 or 8 meters long. How is that even possible? Aren't the biggest gators in Japan like 5 meters at most? Anyways, this sucker was massive. And like I say, the whole thing was white. I laugh off that urban legend of a white gator living in the sewers of New York. But I'm walking down the street in Japan and there it is. At first I thought I was just too trashed seeing things, but Steve saw the beast too. You can guess the rest. We turned tail and ran as fast as we could. But then I hear Steve screaming. Turns out the gator gave a chase and took a bite out of him. He couldn't run as fast as me, the poor fella. And then the gator did that Wachamakalit, a death roll, I think. It thrashed and turned and eventually crawled back into the hole it came from. I looked poor Steve in the eye as the gator was swallowing him whole, and he begged me to help him. But I stood there like a deer in the headlights. The police thought I was making things up, told me I must have one too many beers and hallucinate the whole thing, but Steve really gone, god damn it. And ever since then, I've really been hallucinating. I see visions of the white gator out of nowhere and near shit myself when it shows up, but when I start running, it always turns out to be an illusion. Here's what makes my blood run cold though. What if the moment I let my guard down, thinking it's just another illusion, the real one shows up and asks me for dinner? That's what got me here out today. So if I take down that alligator, it might put a stop to your hallucinations. I will say it's worth a shot. I part ways with Bill after getting all the info I need out of him. He gave me the exact time and place he met the white alligator. Are we even sure this white alligator is actually a monster? If it turns out to be just some rabid animal, that won't help us as much. I'm not a fan of reptiles, but if it's a monster I feel like it might be able to fight one. Is that weird? Either way, the Mars looking as dreamy as ever today. A real alligator will have drawn attention by now. And remember the story, it crawled out of a manhole despite being way bigger than the opening. We are definitely dealing with the paranormal here. Okay, where it is the alligator? So we have to wait for the time to pass, to be night. Because when it appears, it's final time. The manhole cover slides open with a loud clank. Oh, there you go! And out crawled a massive white alligator. Whoa, so it really does exist. Nasuke inhales a lung of air and steps out in front of me. Alright, you snake or gator or whatever the hell you are, get ready for the cutting board. My hands are the knife and you are the main dish. It's time to start slicing and dicing. I don't do much against someone like Kurokami-Sama, but a monster's gator should be no problem. Well, in theory at least. We won't actually know for sure until I try. What the fuck is that? A lot of skulls. Nasuke dodged the white gator's charge. Boom! And nails a quick counter-attack shot. Whoa, total barehanded too. The instant I get my words out, the gator slams its massive tail into Nasuka. We are dealing with a monster. It's being sliced up and down, but it keeps on charging at Nasuka. Nasuka! Nasuke is thrown to the ground, but the gator doesn't let up. It goes straight for her. Okay, we can't use. Look for another way. It's the only way that we can do. I have to stop that alligator. It devours Nasuke at his torch speed. Rolls down. The white gate vanishes inside my nose. We search and search but fail to find either gate or Nasuka. I'll never be able to look on her face. It was one poor without despair. So now I had to begin to see visions of white alligator. So we need to be careful. Loads. So we need to be careful who we bring with us. So in here to the gator, how we take out her from us. Right. It's like how I take out her from me. We can't, right? Because it doesn't work to take her out from us. Like say to leave, to go for the other. So what I'm seeing is that you need to rest always, right? Your room, or you go out to karaoke to get the spirit energy, or go to the other. So the gator, we're gonna need strength. Oh, okay, you can say none, it's with the phone. Okay. So I'm gonna try again with the gator. It was on shopping district, right? Yeah, shopping district, remember only. So I'm gonna try to see going alone if it works to defeat the gator. Because when we have someone with us, we need to have the spirit energy to defeat. Because what we saw there is that she couldn't defeat him and she was thrown to the ground and died then. because we didn't have the energy. So let's do skip to this part because we already saw. You can skip. That's always a good thing that this type of game visual novels have, that you can repeat and you have button to skip always if you want. Okay. Here comes the gator. So how this gonna work? Look for another way. As I'm trying to think of another way to fight it, the white gator is already up on me with die too. And I end up screaming for a wave of sharp pain across my body. Ah! But the gator slides back into the depths of its mouth within seconds. It's eating me piece by piece. Okay, so the game is saying that you need always to have the energy of the power of Kurokami. Always is what they are saying. Or is like saying that certain ones you need two guys. Or like against what I'm saying is that against the gator we're gonna need the energy. You're gonna need always the energy. Okay, so let's see others. Mysterious mansion nestled deep in the mountains. Meet me near Awada station if you are. Okay, let's see this. Awada station. I was attacked by a shadow. Please come to Enoshima. We already did that. One thing that they should say is take out this. Like when you do the mission, they could take out what you already did. The bridge, okay, but let's go this. Interest in a mysterious mansion nestled deep in the mountains. On Awada station. Let's see, Awada station. Because I want to see one thing, is that do we need always to use the armor of her to defeat the monsters, or can we use only our strengths? I arrived at the place described in the mail report. I contacted the sender and arranged a meeting. This elderly man, probably in his 80s, introduced himself as Yamazaki and proceeds to tell me the following. Ever heard of Arashigayama's son? Not the tallest rock around these parts, but it's got other things going for it. You see, up in the damn dead mountains stands a lone mansion. Now you might wonder where it is, but I couldn't tell ya. You just stumble across that place sometimes. You can't find it, even if you're looking for it. Yeah, you got it. The house itself is something out of this world. If you find yourself in front of that mansion, might as well take a look inside, except the hunter on steeds. The place has the feel of people living there, but strange as it is, you'll never find a soul. The fireplace is lit, there's chickens prancing around the yard, you'll even see flashy cooked food lining the tables. Sure enough, that hunter took a bite of something there. Oh, did he rejoice, for the taste was indeed divine. He then nabbed one of the more expensive looking trinkets as a souvenir and took his leave. But when he came back, the hunter was struck with guilt, so he went right back to Arashigayama to give back what he stole. Strange thing was, he couldn't find the mansion where it stood before. He searched high and low with no luck, but just as he had given up, ready to pack and leave, there it was again, the mansion. The whole place stood devoid of people just as it did before. The hunter returned the bauble he took and even left an offering to atone for his crime. Yet, just as he was about to leave, the gate wouldn't budge, and some invisible force kept him from leaving through the fence. Passed the days, and nobody heard about the hunter anymore. He struggled and pushed and pulled, but no dice. He was trapped, to the hunter's astonishment, though. As long as he stayed in that mansion, he did never grow hungry. Okay. So he's showing that he's passing time, the hunter couldn't get out of the mansion. So you see, he never actually died. At first, he counted the days, tracking his confinement, but as time marched on, the days blurred together. So he never left. So you get the idea of just how long he was trapped in there. There he was, forlorn, a bereft of all hope, when suddenly the gates to the old mansion just up and opened by themselves. And yet, by the time he was out, the hunter had grown old and frail with the years. And he is now, yeah, maybe it was out, but I'm that self-same hunter who spent all them years trapped inside the old mansion. I was teenage when I first set foot in that place. It was like the story of Urashima Taro, so I called it the Dragon Hall. Listen here, son. If you ever will find the Dragon Hall, you may enter it once, but heed my words, never ever go back. That's all I got to say. I waited a long time for someone to read my story, so thank you so much. Upon finishing story, Mr. Yamazaki simply vanished. Hold up a sec, did that old dude just disappear? What's going on? Did he get locked up in a weird old mansion turning inhuman? Wait, could he be the monster? No way. We are after the mansion itself, right? We gotta rid of Dragon Hall pronto. His story about the mansion might be true. Let's go check the place out. So maybe in here it's not bring her but bring Shizumu because he knows about these things? Maybe. We entered 3 months of Arashigaima in search of the place the old man told us about. We walk and walk, finding no trace of any mansion. It did say the Dragon Hall keeps shifting to different places, but still, where in the world is it? We are ourselves out hiking around, looking for our target, and come up empty. With no option left, we decide to head home. And we found it is. There it is, out of nowhere. It's like when people want to leave and forget about the mansion itself appears, is what it seems. If you forget, it popped out of nowhere. The place seems so different from your typical mansion. You certainly suspect it had much to do with the paranormal. If anything, its tranquil atmosphere nudged me to drop my guards. Well, here we are, finally. What now? We wreck up the place? I would like to tear down such a cozy home. I mean, I doubt the old man was lying, but still, feels a little wrong. For starters, let's take a look inside. The old man said one visit will be safe. The place looks lived in, but there's no one actually around, just like Yamazaki said. There are a few chickens in the garden calmly nibbling away at their feet. Where does their food come from, though? We managed to leave the house without incident. The moment we do, the building simply vanished. I never felt an ounce of hostility. And so I make myself a promise. If I come back here again and end up getting trapped, I'll tear the whole building down. Okay. I go back to my room to get some rests. Only that mission. So maybe for that mission you needed the other guy to understand? Is what I'm seeing is that you need the other guy to understand how to know how it works. So it's what I'm gonna try to do. So let's phone him. Shizumu. Where it was the place? Damn it, I always forget. It's Owada Station. To see if he can do something. Because he understands these paranormal things. Okay. So we are trying to search for the place. It appears now. There it is. I guess it always pops up just as you are about to leave, huh? From the outside, the place hasn't changed one bit and still doesn't sense any hostility. With my mind made up, I throw the doors open and step inside. It's all look as last time. We are once again greeted by a warm, cozy living space. It's a model of the ideal Japanese home. In the living room we find plates packed with lavish meals. I can't open the door! All the doors and gates are closed. There is no escape. We are trapped apparently by some invisible force. So it's come to this, huh? I guess I have got no choice but to tear the whole place down from inside. You hear me? I yell at the top of my lungs, but no one answers, and the doors are still locked. Look another way. Try something else. We try digging away, now find our stops. Stop by invisible force before we can even hope to finish. We can't destroy the fence either. Maybe this house is more than just paranormal being. Perhaps calling it the dwelling place of the old mountain's guardian date will be more apt. We are not dealing with a monster, but a mountain god? Hey, I realize we are in grave danger, and yet my loins are on fire. And so it turns out, using Kurokami-Sama is our only hope. But I soon come to the terrifying realization. I can't gather up my spirit energy. If anything, it's being drained away. To think we'll actually become victims of paranormal ourselves. Oh god, I'm about to crave myself. Does this mean I won't be able to use Kurokami arm no matter how long I wait? I underestimate this place thoroughly and bitterly. Come on, let us out, goddammit. Let us out! So time passes and we get to my desperate play echoes opposite into the air. We'll spend the rest of our lives so to regrow all our fails last like Yamazaki. Instead our mysterious mansion appears before you in the mountains. Eat these words well, never ever enter it a second time. Okay. So because I was to see if bringing the other guy it will change or not. But it seems that doesn't change. But I think even going with our arm, with the power, right, wouldn't work because it was draining the power. So it's showing that for that place you can't go immediately. Okay, so we need to get our power. So let's go to the karaoke. Get more power, more spirit energy. Okay, this I think is only to restore energy. Wow, only 10, it's 75. Didn't restore a lot. That kinda sucks. I think like what I'm saying is that or they decrease the power of the arm instead of being 75 decrease to 70, or when you go to the karaoke instead of restoring 10 restore 20 to be better. Okay, so let's go for the crocodile. Let's defeat the crocodile because we already did it. Because we already did the crocodile, so it's better to go there. It's this, only to make sure it was this. Okay, it's 70, okay, 70, but they need to, or they decrease or they increase the karaoke energy to start to be higher, to be 20. I focus on my energy to Kurokami-Sama arm and unleash the power. The gate to sense what's up and gives up on Nasuka, early sliding back into the manhole. Alright, you should be good for now. Fucker got me good, but don't worry, I'm fine. Still, thanks. Anyway, you got a fox on the gator. The air is still heavy with an aura of intense, murderous hatred. That thing will no doubt come to eat me next. I struck at the air. Press the button as soon as the icon shows up. The difficulty varies depending on the monster. Whoa. Okay, good. Seems to be working as intended. When the white gator comes at me, I'll drill Kurokami-Sama arm straight through it. Take that. Okay. Nicely done. Defeated. Kurokami-Sama arm completely obliterates the white alligator. You go give Bill the good news. Defeat the monster's white alligator. Okay, so there is a different mechanic and it even say that it's different depending on the difficulty of the monster. Okay. After finish up that scene, I go back to my room to get some rest. Bill stops seeing the white alligator almost immediately. His friend Steve may be gone for good, but at very least no one else will suffer like he did. Okay, very good. So what they are showing is that you need always to use the arm to defeat the monsters. So there is no other way to not spend the energy, is what they're saying. Yeah, but the alligator stays always in here. I don't know, is because you can do always, or it's because it's a demo and doesn't appear anymore, and we need to take it out or need to remember. Because if you can do always, okay, it's always a good thing to get the food. But if you can do always, what I will say to the devs is when you do a mission, take out that mission from here, like that, to the player remember, okay, I already did it. Okay, the mission you can't go, so breach. But first, go to the karaoke to restore energy. Because it's the only way to restore energy, is to sleep, to pass the day, or to go to the karaoke. And if you need always to use the arm, you need to do it, but it's like, I won't have time. So, your room, yes. I rest up in my room. Alright, time to head out. Was on the bridge. Let's go to the bridge. Yes. Because it takes 70 energy. I think they need to reduce that a little bit. Because I think it's too much. Or at least the karaoke restore to 20 energy, like that is faster. I came to meet our contact to ask them about the monster, but it turns out the thing we are dealing with only appears on the highway. In which case I'm going to need Shizume's help. Whatever, man. This thing could be missing its head or its balls for all care. I'll chase it down and curb stomp him. You both know that's not gonna happen. Okay, so you need Shizume in here. Okay, so it is the game. Okay, so now I need Shizume. What? Now we need to go to the ruins because it doesn't work anymore, because we only have one action point. That's now we need to give the food. So it's better to choose her. Okay. So when you go for certain missions, the game says that you need to have that character. Okay, that's a good thing. But I think it should say sooner, because I waste an action point in there and I need him. Knowing that her curse will kill me unless I visit her, I head over to the ruined building where she dwells. The long-awaited feast is far up on us. I shall eat my fill and grow strong. Now then, let us see what you have hunted for me. Having at the point aside, Kurokami looks at me as one old at the piers of worthless garbage. This is not the amount we agreed upon. Your kept has earned you a swift death. Be gone. Gah! I'm not even given the opportunity to explain myself. Suddenly, I'm staring at the wall. My conscience fades to black before I even have time to register that I just twisted my head clean off. Jesus. So maybe we need 3? What? It appears like this. Say thanks for playing. Yeah, and in here it is saying that why it become like this. I did load. Maybe it's to you don't have a chance to get all the food. Maybe because like I have white alligator and man shade, right? Let's rest. The policy is like I need 70, and even sleeping doesn't give me a lot. That kinda sucks. Maybe it's not possible to give all the food. So let's go for that mission. So phone to that. It was on the bridge. Maybe it's not possible to get all the food, or I did wrong in the beginning. "25-year-old man named Kawahara. He looks solid, but he seems pretty down in the dumps. Before long, Kawahara starts his story. Me and 3 friends were driving down the highway late at night when it happened. We were just cruising around, chatting about whatever, hanging out, all that good stuff. The road was pretty much deserted too, so my buddy at the wheel was going pretty fast without even noticing. And then we noticed this bike tailing us from behind. We could tell right away it wasn't a cop though. So my friend said he's not gonna be overtaken, totally flossy. But that bike was coming at us crazy fast. It didn't take long to pull up right next to our car. I looked out to see who was riding it. And it is, how it's called? That from that movie with Nicolas Cage. That, look into my eyes. I forgot how it's called. But it is because the motto without the head, right, is like fire. It is that character. It's like inspired on that character. I don't remember Skullhead. No, Bike Rider.
Bike Rider.
Is Bike Rider? I don't think so. It's like
Bike Rider.
And it was a man with no heads. I could tell it wasn't just some cosplayer. There was this miasma looking stuff leaking from the thing. It was totally overwhelming. Speechless. Ghost Rider, that's it. It's how it's called, Ghost Rider. Speechless, we just watched him in silence as the rider sped past us. A second later, we crashed into the highway divides. I was the only survivor. There was nothing on the dash cam either. Shizuma and I head over to the highway from Mr. Kawahara's story. Interesting. This should be the right time and place. The road is completely deserted, but like Kawahara said, Shizuma's sitting at the wheel. I take the back seat for ease of movement. All we got to do now is speed on down the road, and Headless Rider, she'll eventually show itself. Try to have fun with it, Mr. President. So I can't press in here because I will waste 5 energy, so I don't want to use it. Legend has it, the headless creature was born when an unsuspected rider got decapitated by piano wire strung across the road. He became a paranormal entity, hunting for whomever caused his demise. However, famous paranormal entities come in all shapes and sizes. The headless rider in this particular case seems to cause an accident if you let him overtake you on the road. How do we even fight something like the headless rider? Once the condition for its curse is met, a paranormal creature claims its victim. In other words, we have to defeat him before that happens. Here, it means we have to avoid getting overtaken. Whoa, look at that. Mr. President, the mirror. Looks like we got company. I roll down the back seat window. What now? Let's try attempt to deal with this on my own. We can't let him overtake us, and that's how we defeat him. It's all up to driving skills, Mr. President. I like speed chase with a bona fide monster? Hell yeah, bring it on. Domar, make sure to keep him at bay while I floor it. I grab Shizuma's associate kit and hurl various items at the rider. After a few attempts, it secured water that was a visual effect on him. The rider's closing in from the right. I gotta make up for not using Kurokami-Sama armor. I splashed some sacred water out the right side of the car, holding him off. Alright, it's working. I won't let the rider beat us. Spray water on the headless rider when he gets close. Splash some water outside the right of the car, holding him off. The headless rider begins to lose some speed. Splatter, okay, so this left. He's coming from the left. That's why some water out the left side of the car, holding him off. The rider begins to lose speed. Okay, comes from the left again, right? Oof. Holding him off. Begins to lose speed, comes from the right. Oh, the timing there. Nicely done. I somehow managed to make it through in one piece. This would have been a lot easier with Kurokami-Sama arm, but at the same, it's probably a good thing that I conserved my energy. We managed to prevent the rider from overtaking us. Shortly afterwards, it was defeated. Its body begins to disperse. He's vanishing. Looks like he's admitting defeat since he can't pass us. I can only assume this particular headless rider values speed above all else. Man, I want him to take me for a ride though. The rider completely disappears, leaving only a smart part of his bike behind. Is any of these actually edible though? Well, I guess there's some fuel left, so I suppose we could lose that. Defeated headless rider. After finish up I'll see and I go back to my room to get some rests. So let's say we need the third to see. Because like we have 3 ingredients now. And it's like 1, 2, 3. We don't have a lot of missions to do. Because we had... I did the alligator. This I didn't do because like... you could see that even when I went second time, it said that was draining my energy. We did, and we did. So in the first time she only wants 3. Let's see. Okay, let's see what I wanted. Now there, the feast needs preparing. Lend me your aid, boy. There you go. It's only 3 that she needed for now. So it's like, it's a try and error because you need to know what you need to go. I don't think this place is really fit for cooking. Hardly an obstacle to my power. And so begins our paranormal cooking session. Some carrots. Here it is, some carrots. Yes, put some oil. There you go, oil. Better than Gordon Ramsay. Look at that, look at that. At long last, our repertoire of monster meals lines the dining table. What the hell? She hits with a fork and knife? Okay. Hehehe, they look delectable. I'm at a loss of where to begin. Before that though, this event calls for a certain phrase. Bon appetit. Monster meal, roasted man shade. A roasted piece of man shade prepared with oil. It boasts a rich, crispy texture, to say nothing of the way it melts in mouth. Most striking is its highly agreeable aroma. Monster meal, gasoline sake. Fuel from the bike of a headless rider. Gulp, gulp. Despite its oily thickness, it goes down with a pleasant ease. A fine substitute for sake. I think it's for sake. Pour me another cup, boy, because it's full. It's really full. And now, white gator pudding. the dessert. For dessert, we have pudding made from a white alligator. Oh, you used a generous amount of collagen in this. I see. The result is a jiggly texture and rich flavor. Hehehe, that was quite the feast indeed. I can feel my strength returning. I shall call upon you later, to have you once again procure ingredients for me. Her lips curl into a broad smile. Okay, that's good, and there it is, the end. Thanks for playing the demo, we hope to see you in the full version, January 21, 2022, Kurokami-Sama's Feasts. It's good, the game. Like, the artwork, thumbs up, the artwork very nice, everything. It's not only a visual novel, you need to know how to maneuver your resource, right? The energy, the action points, okay? When you are defeating the monsters, you saw the alligator that appears, the exclamation point is when you need to press to attack the monster, but like it said, the more hard the monster is, the hardest it's gonna be to be correct time, so you need to be careful. And when you are defeating the headless biker or the ghost rider, is better to say, you need to know from which side is going, and you need to throw water, and you have a time to throw the water, meaning that the more faster you do it, the more easy going to be defeat him. So you need to know easily. Of course, you see, okay, he comes from the right, he comes from the left, so the game helps, but it's a good game. The artwork of the game, the background, the main characters are well designed. The only thing that I'll say is that when you go to the karaoke, instead of restoring 10 energy, give it 20, and using the Kurokami-Sama harm can't be sanity, because if defeating monsters, right, you need always to use the arm. You need like to sleep, you need to do a lot of karaoke at the same time. So I will say reduce is like, or you increase the karaoke energy to 20, or reduce the Kurokami-Sama harm to 60, like that the player doesn't get stuck in the game to, because they want is like, okay, you need to know when to sleep, when to go to karaoke, and what missions you should do, like that, you know, like that you need to know how to do everything correctly. But sometimes like that will require the player to do a try and error always, and that's not one thing that players like, do always a try and error. And the other that's one thing for about the spirit energy. The other thing is like hearing the mind of the characters. Instead of wasting 5, I'll say to waste 1 energy, because like that the player can always hear and not wasting energy, a lot of energy, like 5, right? So I will say 1 energy to hear the mind of the character, like that you can always hear. The other is that on the emails, when you do that mission, right, like let's say delegate, I did delegator, the email should appear because you did it, and should appear from your mail like that, saying that you can't do any more delegator, right? So like that the player will know, okay, I can't do any more that, because if it stays there, the first thing that player will say is that, can I repeat again and defeat delegator? That's the thing. So I'll say take out from the mail when you do it, the mission, take out from the email, like that the player knows that he can't repeat again that mission. And when you go for a certain mission that you need a certain character for that, don't let you go for the mission and then say, oh, you need the certain character to do that, and you waste 1 action point and you go back to your room. No, like when you like you don't even to press, put a face near to that a place that you need to go, show like, okay, for the headless rider, you like when you go to the bridge, it should say, appear like a face of Shizum, say, okay, you need for that mission, you need Shizum, like that the player doesn't waste 1 action point, because what will happen is like the player will go there, oh, I need Shizum, load the game, switch to Shizum, and it's done. So I will say put the face of Shizum for certain missions that you need, or Shizum or the other, put the face that you need. Like if it requires a certain character, put the face. If it isn't required any character, put the true face. That means that can be any of the character that you need. Like that, the player won't use any action points. Like it was for that bridge, it was Shizum. If it requires a certain character, put that face, like that the player knows immediately. I don't waste 1 action point. But in the rest, like the game seems very good. The story, it has some funny things, like when she's gonna tweet, it appears that say the meal. You have some inspiration from some movies or some comic books, right? The Headless Rider is the Ghost Rider, so it's well done, the game. And like it seems that it's to come out 21st of January. So like when it comes out, I will try to play. I don't know if it's coming a lot of games in the beginning of January or not, because you know, like in the beginning of January it doesn't come a lot of games, but in the end of January it can come a lot. So I will try to play because it seems good. It seems good, and I always try to play visual novels. I don't know is how long is gonna be the game, because it seems the game has multiple endings. But I hope the longevity of the game to not be long, like between 2 to 4 hours, like that. Then I can try different endings, like that. I can see other endings that the game can have, because I don't have 100% sure if it has or not. So hope you guys are here the demo of Kurokami-Sama Feasts. If you want to try out, you can download already on Steam, and give your feedback to developers, to them to try to implement them on the full list. So hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time.